My name is Asaf Nahum, and I will be talking about Week 1 presentation and the story. One thing that stood to me out this week was how Jewish literature can use humor to talk about things that are actually pretty serious, especially identity, discrimination, and the way that people are treated by society. In the lecture, we learned that Jewish literature comes from different communities and traditions. It talks about Yiddish literature, representing many Ashkenazi Jewish experiences, while Sephardic literature has its own linguistic and cultural traditions. I think that is important because there really isn't just one Jewish experience. On Account of a Hat specifically focused on Jewish life in Eastern Europe, so it gives us one part of a much larger Jewish story. The part of the reading that stood out to me the most was when Sholem Shachna accidentally puts on the government official's hat. He doesn't suddenly become richer, smarter, or more important. He is literally the same person. But once people see the red band and the visual on his hat, they start moving out of his way and calling him Your Excellency. The conductor even ends up taking him from third class all the way to first class. I thought that part was funny, but at the same time it says a lot about how people are judged. Everyone is reacting to the symbol of authority instead of the actual person wearing it. Sholem himself doesn't even understand what is happening at first. He accidentally thinks people might be making fun of him. The scene becomes even more meaningful when you look at what happens earlier. Sholem is nervous about even sitting next to the real official because he doesn't know how powerful the man might be. He even worries that the official could be an anti-Semite. So there is this big contrast. Without the hat, Sholem feels like he has to be careful around authority, but with that, people suddenly treat him as the authority. I think that connects really well to the lecture's description of Sholem Aleichem. The presentation says that his writing uses humor and warmth to represent Jewish life in Eastern Europe, while also dealing with Jewish identity and communities going through social change. That is basically what's happening in this story. It is entertaining, but the humor is also showing us something about social class, prejudice, and power. Another thing I noticed is how important Passover in this story. Sholem is constantly worried about getting home in time to celebrate with his family. In the end, because of everything that happens, he misses the train and he has to spend both seders away from home. That makes the story more than just a joke about a foolish man. It also shows how important family, tradition, and Jewish life were even when people were dealing with modernization and changes happening around them. The biggest message I took from this week is that humor can actually be a really effective way of talking about difficult experiences. On Account of a Hat makes us laugh, but underneath the joke, it is really just asking us to think about identity, status, and why society can treat the exact same person completely differently just because of what people think they represent. Thank you.